Okay, so this is kind of a progress update. As I was trying to do, I finally did the last two dungeons that I needed to do to get a legendary rating on everything, except for the Dawn of the Infinite dungeons there. So I've ran everything as a plus, at least a plus 15 on everything else. I had hoped that would have gotten my overall rating to a legendary um, rating. Even though it did not, 2100 is still a personal best, so I have mixed feelings. While I'm pleased that I got to 2100, I was just really hoping it was going to be a legendary rating. So I think I'm close. So, um, so that was kind of the last thing I wanted to do. I had kind of finished most of the others trying to get to 2000 for the mount and everything. So, I may do more. Just kind of depends on what I do with some other characters. I'm doing some different things. Um, but that was kind of the last thing I wanted to really kind of push and do. Um, there is maybe one more thing I want to do. Again, kind of depending on what I do with some other characters. So we will kind of see what happens. So I did the last two was Everbloom and Darkheart Thicket. So Darkheart Thicket just took some time in finding a group. Um, Everbloom, though, some of the weeks, depending on what the affixes are, um, obviously are kind of more difficult than others, and it was just becoming just ridiculous because you had DPS that, again, kind of depending on what week it is, they need to dispel things or, pop their own cooldowns, and just they weren't doing that, so it was just making it more difficult to heal and do everything else. So, for the Everbloom, which is a plus 17, so that's the second 17 I've done this season. I went in and just switched over to augmentation, and first group I did as augmentation, we kind of breezed right through it. So we had a few deaths, but we were able to get through every boss the first time. So I'm fine with that. I'm good with that. So I was really trying to be consistent and play as healer. Um, it was just, as I said, it was just, there was a plus 15 group, and there were a couple people that not only did not understand the dungeon mechanics, they didn't even understand their own classes. Like, they were literally asking questions in chat. So I was like, oh, okay, this is beginning to become a bit much. So yeah. So let's see here. Where is Narcissus? Oh, there it is. It was hiding from me. So if we look and see, there we go. So if we look and see, that is my total. So I have done 72. Um, Again, for season 2, for last season, I had done over 100. So, um, didn't take quite as much time to kind of do every level. We just kind of skipped around here and there. And then, of course, kind of let the Dawn of the Infinite Ray dungeons just kind of go by the wayside and just focused on everything else. So, yeah. And what were runs? So, yeah, I did go over. I think I'd mentioned this. I did go over sooner than I did last season. Um, in the event that happens, I just turn around and rerun the same dungeon again until I get a group that can do it on time. So, don't know how much that factors into it, but I prefer to have everything on time. Yeah, which as you can see, most runs I did were on time. Um, and as I said, like Waycrest Manor, Everbloom, a lot of the older ones, um, I did because one, I liked those dungeons, and two, groups seem to have an easier time with them. They seem to be more familiar with them. So yeah, so there we go. So we'll check the vault. It's just going to be one reward. And is that an upgrade? Yeah, that's an upgrade because it benefits me more than, cool. So that worked out then. Very good. Yeah. So there we go. Not going to look at upgrading anything. I don't really have the flight stones or anything for that. It was mainly just to this was mainly just to kind of do a kind of a progress report, as it were. So yeah, so there you go. Hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching.